Thank you, and welcome to News Tonight. This evening we have a story on what 3 Ryerson students are doing to increase awareness on sex tourism. When questioned about their project, one Ryerson student stated, "The purpose of our project change plan is to create awareness of the negative impacts of the booming sex tourism industry. In order to do this, we wanted to educate people traveling to sex tourism destinations and non-travelers about these negative impacts that it has on the local communities. The steps we took to raise awareness included posting flyers across Ryerson's campus, talking to people about sex tourism, and reaching out to online travel agencies such as Airbnb, Expedia, and Hotels.com. The target community for this project was these online travel agencies and Ryerson hospitality and tourism students. We chose online agencies as over 52% of consumers book their vacations online, and hospitality students because it is a booming tourism sector in the industry they are entering. Sherry is going to share some of the facts the group shared with their target communities to create awareness.
Thanks, Olivia. Sex tourism traces its history to when soldiers of World War I and II needed places to relax and recreate after the long walk from camps. Today, sex tourism is a multi-billion-dollar industry that financially benefits not only the sex industry, but also the airline, taxi, restaurant, and hotel as well. Traveling for sexual activities can be considered a kind of leisure travel that some tourists are drawn towards. It is now considered as a main motivation for tourists to visit some countries. Prostitutes are available in some tourist countries. Born in poverty, they are condemned to live a sad and hopeless life. They have to sacrifice the most personal areas of their bodies for their client's satisfaction. It then leads to child exploitation and human trafficking because of people who are desperate for a piece of profit. One story that the group came across and informed people on was about a sex trafficking survivor from Cambodia. She was forced to sleep with as many as 50 customers a day and give up all her money. If she refused or did not make a certain earning in a day, she was punished by being undressed and beaten with a stick, electrocuted, and cut until she fainted.
As mentioned before, flyers were distributed by the students around various locations at the campus. Such locations include Kerr Hall, the cafeteria, International Learning Center, and the Ted Rogers School of Management. Of the 20 million persons put into human trafficking every year, 60% of them are believed to be put into the sex trade. Many of these women will develop a dependency on drugs and lead very underprivileged lives.
So I'm here with Andrew. Andrew's going to share some of his personal stories with sex tourism and how it affected him when he was growing up. Andrew, go ahead.
Based on my own experience, like growing up in a third world nation and also being exposed to places that have been affected by poverty, I feel like people in these communities do not have the money to put bread on the table, so therefore they will do anything that would help them have money to support their kids, support their family. And therefore that's what makes it really hard to mitigate, to control, because these women are willingly engage in these activities. So the best way for the tourist industry to reduce on these activities by investing in funding local communities and educating women on how to be entrepreneurs. Like for example, they could educate women on how to make handcrafts to sell to the tourists, and that way they can get money and go home and help their families.
Yeah. So, as a society, how was sex tourism viewed? Was it a faux pas, or was it looked at as a good thing that provided money?
I mean, it was looked at as an option to get money, but culturally, it is not allowed.
Okay.
Just like prostitution in these countries is not allowed, so they look at sex tourism as a way of prostitution, and therefore they feel like this hinders the cultures of their communities. But what can we do? People gotta feed their children, right?
Well, thank you very much, Andrew.
You're welcome, sir.
So the last thing we'll get you to do is just, if you could just look at the camera and say, my name's Andrew and I'm against sex tourism.
Okay. I'm Tracy and I'm against sex tourism. I'm Caitlin and I'm against sex tourism.
I'm Hamid and I'm against sex tourism.
I'm Francine and I'm against sex tourism.
My name is Mike Thompson and I'm against sex tourism.
I'm Hoon and I'm against sex tourism.
I love how
I'm Tom Griffin and I'm against sex tourism.
Yeah.
My name is Andrew and I'm against sex tourism.
I'm Shazzy.
I'm Olivia,
And I'm Kenny.
and we're against sex tourism.